I'm showing you the top ways I'm making myself a lot of money right now in GTA 5 Line 100% solo, and trust me, you don't want to miss the second money method because you can make yourself millions upon millions of dollars with that one. Now, the first money method right here makes me over $1 million plus. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Let's jump right into it. Now, the first money method I'm doing right when I jump in GTA 5 Line is the Goon Files. I really love these files. Now, this is going to make me a lot of money. Hard mode, you got to do it. You got to do it right. And also, I'm doing this solo, meaning I have no friends at all. Now, this is a pro tip right here. This is what I do all the time. I make sure I always have armor and snacks because in this mission, NPCs just never stop spawning. It's like when you get Taco Bell and later on at night, you're on the toilet bowl all night. You just can't get off it because it just keeps on coming. Listen, I'll be honest with you, kind of like it. So right here, I'm picking up armor. I'm picking up whatever it is I actually got in the setup missions. I recommend getting everything, right? I'm gonna change my clothes right here. The reason why, because if I start sweating with my shirt, it smells like cat piss. And I don't want to smell like cat piss in the middle of the air. So right here, I'm gonna go into this gosh darn plane. No, I can go into the second one right here, but I wasn't feeling that plane. My luck, I crashed it right into the gosh darn sea. And if you don't know, there's flying turds in this mission. You don't believe me? I'll show you in a little bit. Now, we're using this plane that's outdated from like World War 4.5 or something like that. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I have so many gosh darn equipments in my gosh darn hangar I can use that destroy these planes a lot easier. But Rockstar said, here's a Titan T-50D. Now, here's a cool little thing right here. When I was doing the setups right here, this plane actually stalks me in the sky. If you get close to it, it actually explodes you in the setup missions if you didn't know that. So right here, I had to take out this gosh darn plane. Now these helicopters are coming straight at me. I don't know what the problem was, but they're coming straight at me. I'm like, sir, can you get out of my way? And hey, look at this. I'm actually losing health, but I'm not losing faith because these fat pudgy hands kept on hitting this gosh darn plane. And eventually, I was feeling good. I'm like, all right, once I get past the London Bridge over here, I know for a fact turds gonna start coming out of the gosh darn ocean. It's like the opposite effect. They usually go in, but today they're coming out. Now, me personally, I usually never ever can hit them because they're so small and smelly. Look at this, they're making a trail. This is like the real life experience at a Walmart bathroom. And right here, I got hit by a turd at a speed of probably 50 miles per hour. Not one of those things I like doing in life. Like, nobody wants to get hit by a turd at 50 miles per hour. Also, look, I'm on the famous birthdays. Am I a cat? Yeah. So this cat can definitely get hit by a turd at 50 miles per hour, but I was feeling good. I said, you know what? Time for the Titanic to sink. After immediately like 5 minutes of me slowly but surely getting carpal tunnel, eventually the Titanic said, you know what, Deb? I'm going to go ahead and sink. Now, me personally, I was living on the edge of a fat man's spoon in the middle of a summer day. I can tell you right here, I'm never ever jumping out of this plane right here ever again because I actually tell you the truth, not a great idea for me. Now, you don't know the stakes are rising in this gosh darn mission. I have 0 lives. I have no life outside of this game, but right here, I actually got my face so hard into the ground, my double chin became one. I have no clue what they would call that, but I think it's called a neck. So right here, I was eating my snacks because I can tell you this right here, I was dodging every bullet like I was in the Matrix. Now, right here, for me, this is by far the worst part of the mission because these NPCs just don't stop respawning, Rockstar. What's the point of it? To tell you the truth, I like you because I get 50 RP for the whole entire month because I'm a little special, right? I noticed that a lot of these NPCs were hiding behind rocks, walls, and the crevices. Listen, a lot of people hide in crevices nowadays. First off, I can't get in the crevice because the size of me, and second off, I'm claustrophobic. It's just one of those things, right? So right here, I was taking out a whole bunch of NPCs. I was feeling really, never mind. I was actually panicking right here because I lost all my armor. Like, no jokes, after playing this game for 30 years, I realized armor is pointless. And I realized, oh look, they're going to supply drop. They're bringing me my truck. Now I realize I can use this truck as armor. I want to say the IQ's high. No. Double chin. No. Yes. So right here, I got myself into this nice truck here. I made sure to take out the NPCs all around me because honestly, there's just so many in this gosh darn mission. But I'm telling you this right here, the mission's worth it because it's going to pay us a lot of money, right? Now, for some reason, Rockstar made a tremendous wall. They want to barricade me away from this plane. I understand. I have a tremendous truck. Look at this. They keep on respawning. So I got my nice, tremendous armored truck right over here by the wing of the gosh darn plane. It's actually, look at this gas coming out of here. All the turds are causing problems to my gosh darn plane. So I said, all right, let me get in this plane right here. First off, there's a whole bunch of NPCs outside, and I do believe backup's gonna pop up. But I also know this for a fact, helicopters gonna come out of nowhere. So I made sure to get myself all the gosh darn ammo I can in the gosh darn setup missions. Now these helicopters, I know for a fact, can take me out faster than a guy could take out a plate at McDonald's. So I had to be somewhat prepared. I'm like, come here, Mr. Helicopter, let me show you something. I got my rocket launcher. I said, you know what, nemesis to the highest degree. See you later, alligator. That's not the last of the helicopters gonna come out of woodwork. I had to make sure that gosh darn fix this plate. Now my fat pudgy fingers right here called misclicks. Might be asking yourself, Deb, do you play an Xbox? It looks like you have an Xbox controller. Actually, no, I have a PS5 controller on Steam and it shows Xbox control. So my dyslexia is kicking in a little bit, not fully, but a little bit. But later on in the video, Rockstar's gonna give me a spelling bee, and that's when it really hits. So between misclicks and carpal tunnel, I eventually actually got the gosh darn combination. And then the helicopter said, Deb, here's some ammo. I'm like, wow, thanks. Then Rockstar decided to put me right next to the trash where I belong, so I'm feeling back at home. So now at a night, I have a whole bunch of NPCs by this gosh darn Titan. I have to refill it because we got to use the ammo to night some NPCs later on in the mission. But I got my tremendous truck right here as armor once again. Now, once I was refilling this gosh darn plane, I didn't know why a helicopter popped up. I'm like, sir, listen, I'm doing a job here. I know it's not a 9 to 5, it's more of a 1 to 2, but listen, we gotta get this done. And I turn my fat neck behind me and there's NPCs spawning. Listen, a whole bunch of problems going down, but I said, you know what? It's time to refill this thing to get this Titan thing back in the air to destroy all the NPCs. And that's exactly what it did. I stopped caring about the NPCs right here. I kept on clicking the gosh darn A or X button, depending on what kind of gosh darn controller I truly do have. And I said, you know what? Let's get this thing out in the air. Now, there's always a little fear of mine that this plane here will... I actually thought that was a jet. That's a bird. But to tell you the truth, I'm actually scared one day this plane is just too fat to get off the ground. You know, me personally, I can't jump over a penny, but that's not one of my problems I have right now. My problem is getting this plane off the gosh darn terrain. Now, right here, I had to dodge my truck that's camouflaged into the ground, but I actually hit it, right there. I said, no, I'm in the sky now. Now, right here, I got a whole bunch of things. Starting off with the operation centers. You know, the thing in GTA 5 that I bought that I don't ever use? So I took the anger of me not being able to sell the gosh darn operation centers and took out this guys. In order to make my gosh darn plane actually hit the operation centers, I gotta turn the whole entire planes as if I have 30 double chins. And usually this part right here, I'm always scared my plane's gonna fly into a gosh darn radio tower because it goes to autopilot at one point when I start using Gator's gas. So I took out the last operation centers. Some would say it's not an operation anymore, right? So now it's time to go to the gosh darn turd shooter, aka the gosh darn submarine that's been shooting turds at me for this whole entire mission. Sir, listen, keep it in the toilet. Now, if too far away, I cannot hit the ultimate turd because, listen, I'm just so far away. I gotta get close and personal to this thing in the toilet bowl. After a couple of shots, eventually I can flush the toilet bowl and this turd right here will now sink. Now, Thomas the Train's cousin decided to spawn. I'm like, listen, sir, not today, maybe next week, but not now. I had to do the 30 double chin maneuver right over here once again, and I had to make sure to take out Thomas the Train's cousin because this guy here is hurling some cargo. We don't want this man hurling this cargo, that I can tell you. Only hacking part I realized about this mission, the reloads take so much time. Like, it's just so long. I'm sitting there, my God, dude, I just have to destroy this part of the train. And eventually, I got it done. I'm feeling great because now it's time to gosh darn fly my plane back to the airfield. Now, this is tremendous right here. The money for this mission for this month for me is tremendous. So I got the mission pass. I'm actually curious, David, you know, how much are you going to make for this mission right here? It took some time, but I tell you, the time's well worth it. $1.5 million. Wow, that's pretty darn good, but that's because I have GTA Plus for this month. Now, the next method actually surprised me. I didn't know I was going to make this much money this fast in GTA 5 line with this method right here. So I waddled myself over here to the garment office. I'm like, wow, $612,000 for this mission right here. Lock me in the chamber of farts and call me Sally. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Now, the find fart file is by far the most easiest file for the gosh darn Darnell, aka the garment office, right? I gotta get my gosh darn helicopter. And look at this man trying to get on the presser, sir, in the heli. So I flew my helicopter all the way to the destination. Now, me personally, I know there's a couple challenges I gotta do for this mission here to get myself an extra $50,000. Now, the first thing I had to make sure not to do is not any of these guys the wrong way. I had to make sure nobody knew I was here. I was basically John Cena to the highest degree. Not that I came over here to this like little like box, right? We call this a little hacking device right here. The gosh darn cool little red orb right here. And now this little puzzle right here, I have 60 seconds to do it. This is one of the challenges right here. I gotta do it in the right time or else it's not gonna be a good day for my gosh darn Maze Bank account right here. So look at this, 50 seconds off the clock. Ref, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Time to get myself into this building. Now right here, once I'm in here, I'm playing as a silent fart. Silent but deadly. I'm gonna take out these gosh darn NPCs and I had to make sure they do not see me. So John Cena from Cankle, the double chin right here. Now once I done that, I gotta put these little cool little devices on these little electrical boxes. So I started farting around and I came to every box. I said, no, what, they're planted out here. I'm like, hey, okay, time to do that. And bada boom, bada bang, time to get myself to the stairs. Now one of the last 3 NPCs over here by the stairs. I had to make sure to take out this man the right way because he wasn't drinking a fart roast. He was drinking a regular coffee, sir. You need the fart roast, right? Now, I had to make sure not to fall down these stairs. My Cankles with stairs are not a good combination, that I can tell you right here. So right here, there's 2 NPCs. I gotta take them out fast because if one of them know what happened, I'm gonna fail the gosh darn challenge. Now the 2 challenges have been complete between the gosh darn little hackaroo and night all the NPCs. Time to turn off the lights. It's gonna get spooky around here, right? But that's okay. We have fart vision, aka night vision. So I turned off the lights on my phone because I'm somewhat in the 23rd century. Now my fart vision has been turned on. Now I gotta go to these gosh darn pipes right here and go to the gosh darn place. Now once I squeezed out of the pipes like a turd out of a toilet bowl right here, I said, no, what? I gotta night these NPCs. Now I had to do this in 60 seconds. Once I enter this place, I have to find a little switch. Now sadly right here, I was looking for clues. I didn't find the gosh darn switch within 60 seconds, so I actually failed this little bonus right here. here, so like $20,000 out of my pocket. Now, me personally, I always know the switch is right here under this table, so I click the switch and I know where the door opens. Look at that. Who opened that door? A little spooky, may I say. Now, right here, I get my fat pudgy finger to start connecting the dots, and eventually I do this cool little hackaroo. Guess what? I get myself into the cool little room right here. I make sure to get the secondary stuff. I can't get the paintings. I wish I could, but these paintings are actually ugly. And then again, you know, the view, the eyes of the beholder. I don't know sayings, but I knew I was right here. I'm gonna make myself a lot of money right here. I'm gonna get the secondary loot right here, the last and final loot of the secondary. Bada boom, bada bing. Time to get the gosh darn, I seen it on TV, aka the bootleg version of the gosh darn hidden package from Vice City right here. I scooped it up, and now NPC is gonna start entering the facility. I noticed they don't have credentials, so I had to do security work right here and start night. Sometimes fart gas comes out of nowhere. Me personally, I think I defeated the farts. I took some Pepto-Bismol, so I'm a-okay. Time to go downstairs to the garage. Now right here, I actually, tell the truth, I'm having a bad day like Katy Perry in the Fifth Dimension right here, because I actually got night-nighted. Was it my fault? I'm gonna say yes / no. But as the old saying says, once you get off your gosh darn cankles, you get right back on your double chin. Time to go ahead and night-night the NPCs outside. I'm actually scared. I thought this truck, car, a gosh darn limousine was gonna hit me so fast, but it didn't. And the cool part about this mission right here for me is I can get night-nighted so many times. I already did all the challenges. I actually failed one of the challenges, so I'm not getting the full amount, but hey, it's a-okay. It's a-okay. Time to night-night these NPCs out here and eventually go to the buy. So I got my oppressor. I went to the destination. I actually didn't wash my hands. This guy will not know until he's about to eat the hamburger. I'm actually really hyped. I'm actually curious to see how much money I'm gonna get right here. This is a priority file for this week in GTA 5 line for the gosh darn garment office, right? So I got myself $632,000. I could have got myself $652,000. That's tremendous, but wait, there's also ways of making even more money right here at the garment office. If you didn't know, everything's double money and RP, meaning this mission right here, $300,000 plus. I can make myself $1 million like that from this place. The brute force of a fart file right here, it's an easy peasy lemon squeezy type one as well. How to get my cool little army car that I got in the setup. I had to drive all the way to the gosh darn army base. I only have 5 minutes to do that. That's one of the challenges, so I made it in time. Sadly, my car didn't make it there in one piece. It's actually almost fully destroyed. Nobody's going to be suspecting anything, right? So I got my car right here. It's running on fumes before, and I got to the spot right here. I parked my car in a nice position. I said, you know what? Let me talk to this guy over here. He looks important. So he has some sympathy for my double chins. He said, you know what, sir? Get yourself in the garage. I'm like, you know what? I'm liking the way you're thinking. So I admitted the elevator to bring me downstairs. Now, I cannot be seen by anybody in here. Listen, this guy, he can't hear me. I'm walking like a gosh darn cat. And make sure the blue cones are nowhere next to me, because if they see me, my gosh darn challenge would not be complete. Now, me personally, I like sticking to the walls. Over here, this one here might get a little challenger in here. Sometimes I feel like a rat in a maze. I don't know where to go. I don't know who to trust, but I know this right here. If there's an if, there's a way. So I started maneuvering around these gosh darn planes that cost a pretty penny in this game, may I say. But this turd is not out of the turbo just yet. The next layer is a lot harder than I thought. I'm like, okay, I gotta maneuver this thing right, because if they see me, I gotta restart the whole entire mission. I can tell you this right here, I'm not gonna do that because it takes too long. Right here, I had to run. I had to run as fast as possible. You could probably hear me gosh darn chafing and breathing because I'm so out of shape, it's not even a joke. I got real close and personal to that blue right there, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. And I became one with the wall over here. This guy over here, he likes to wander. He likes getting his steps in. I'm not here to judge. So after he's farted, he said, you know what, Deb, I'm leaving. I'm like, all right, so right here, there's actually one more guy for me. I'm like, sir, listen, you're too far away from me. So you know what, let me use my suppress right here and take out this guy from a distance, because he gets too close and personal. I don't want to get caught. So I night-nighted him, and I started chafing down this long tunnel. Listen, at the end of the tunnel, there's not a light. There's a gosh darn juggernaut and like 5 NPCs waiting for me. That's what's waiting for me at the end of the light over here. So I said, you know what, there's a guy right here. I had to do this the right way. I had to wait for this man who keeps on walking back and forth to get out of my zone, because if I night-night the guy right now, I'm gonna lose the objective, the gosh darn bonus, and I don't want to lose the bonus. Now once this guy pops up right here, I'm gonna wait for he walks behind, and eventually it's time to night-night this man. Like, I get in like a little spot where he can't see me, even though I think he can't see me. I had to get a little crevice right here, and I give him a little bada boom, a little bada bang, and see you later, alligator. So I got the bonus right there done. I'm actually surprised. Now the juggernaut, listen, he don't care. He don't care at all. He's gonna start throwing hands with you. I started throwing a lot of hands at all the NPCs in the juggernaut, and eventually night-nighted most of them. And I said, you know what? Actually, the spelling bee, this is called a callback. Now right here, spelling isn't one of my gosh darn strong points, but put me under pressure like holding in a fart in front of your girlfriend for the first time, I'm gonna get it down. Will the pressure in my stomach start hurting and give me a stomach ache? Yes, but eventually I will. Crops. Listen, it should be crops. If I put half a brain cell together, I got corpse. Wow, that's something, right? I can't spell, but really when you think about it, I can. So now it's time to get myself in the tank thing that's not called a tank. I don't know what it's called. It's a scab. Get into the scab right here. I gotta like do cool things with it. I gotta destroy 5 cards with it. That's the actual last bonus I gotta do. And that's exactly what I did. I eventually got the gosh darn the little tank scab thing to the buyer right here. He's feeling good. I'm also feeling good because I think I got the bonuses, right? Also, watch me lose like a lot of money in like 3 seconds. Rockstar, what is this? So I loaded back into the gosh darn game and look at this tremendous 300. It was at $66,000. You love to see $1 million right there from the gosh darn garment office. But wait, it gets better right here. I came right over here to my acid lab and the gosh darn full entire lobby. I'm looking for some tremendous money right here. Now they gave me an easy sell right here for the gosh darn acid lab. I have 5 locations to go to. To tell you the truth, like my gosh darn VIP access wasn't working right here. It was grayed out for a couple of seconds, so everybody knew where I was on the map for a couple of seconds. But eventually I got my ghost organization to work and I started just going to the destinations. I was actually waiting for a modder to destroy me because I'm on PC right here. And any second you just never know what a modder is going to destroy you. But I started, you know, delivering these packages like an Amazon guy on gosh darn pre-workout, right? Now it was me against time, aka my ghost organization. I want to make sure nobody knows where I was on the map delivering these packages because, you know, somebody out there was probably going to try night me. My last destination was right here. I'm feeling good in the neighborhood. But right here was actually pretty haggard for me because once I got myself on the bike right here, a lot of problems started arising. I tell you this right here, is it my fault? Is it their fault? Who knows? Will I file an insurance claim? Maybe, maybe not. But this guy came out of nowhere. This is pure gosh darn GTA 5 NPC gosh darn material, right? No, hit me again. Listen, sir, you hit me once, you hit me twice. Shame on you. Right here, my gosh darn cankles, fat sweat was sweat right here. My double chin was bruised, but I made it out of there alive, and I got myself, look at this right here. Tremendous right here. Tremendous sell in a public session. $527,000 right there. But wait, we have more money methods right here with this tremendous money method. You're gonna love it, right? Now over here, my salvage yard, I have a top value car and go out there and get. I'm not gonna show you how much it is until later on in the video. Trust me, it's worthy of getting to. Now right here, I'm gonna do a special fart delivery to the toll pole that's in the casino. And guess what? Problems have arisen. Smelly water is now getting over the place. So I drove to the casino. I got my stuff out because I caused the problem. I'm gonna clean it. So I made myself into the gosh darn casino. This man showed me the gosh darn lake of poop, and I started cleaning this gosh darn lake of poop right here in first person because I really wanted to get the full entire experience out of this smelly event. It's like one of those scratch offs, a scratch and sniff, you know, if you win money you smell it, you know. Anyways, I cleaned the mess. Now it's time to get myself into the elevator. Now listen, right here I got a little spooky for me. I just gotta keep on running for the mini map and make sure the gosh darn cameras don't see me. I do gotta watch out for gosh darn cement piles. You know, I've never been seen yet in this part right here. The day is coming though, and the clock is running down, but eventually I made it to the gosh darn pipes, and I started playing Spider-Man without the suit. And eventually led me over here to a garage where farts will be just streaming in here. I'm talking about this is a smelly event about to pop up. I gotta put my gas mask on because listen, it's not my brand. Now these people don't understand it's not their brand either because they're eventually gonna get night-nighted from it as well. So I don't have to take out the NPCs. I can just let the farts do it themselves. So I put together this puzzle pretty darn good. It said success did, but now I had to night-night these NPCs and get this done in under a minute. And that's exactly what I do. And I got my Charizard gun. I said, you know what guys, listen, fire and brimstone, here it is. I got low blood sugar, so I ate some snacks. I don't have any armor because I forget a lot of things in life right here, but I took out these guys in the gosh darn control room. I said, no what, where's the car? And eventually I came back to it. Look at this nice car here. We can't keep it though. Right here to find Waldo and numbers form, and eventually found him, right? Now it's time to get myself out of the gosh darn casino and get myself back to my salvage yard. So I got my car back to the salvage yard in one piece. I'm actually curious, did I get all the bonuses here for the extra $50,000? I sure did. Now since this is a top range vehicle, I'm actually very curious as a cat in the 19th dimension, how much does this actually sell for right here? I'm never ever gonna do parts. If you ever give me to do parts right here, take apart my computer and punch it. $395,000? Yes, I'm doing it. Now, make sure I never hit anything or anyone with this car, because if I did, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna lose money. If that happens, I would just turn off the game and restart it and try it again. I'm not skilled in a lot of things in life. Driving these cars in this game for playing it for the last 50 years, I think I actually got a skill of driving in this game. I think I'm pretty good at it, right? Maybe a pro driver. So I eventually reached the docks right here. They didn't throw any tariffs at me because seriously, it's me, right? They said, no what, Deb, you did good with your life. Got myself well over $400,000 plus right there. But wait, here's some fast money in GTA 5 Online. The HSW time trial for this week is tremendously easy. I just gotta ride my bike all the way over here, and I'm pretty sure I crashed my bike somewhere in this gosh darn time trial. But if you're still on this video right here, drop in the comments below the word frog, and I'll heart every one of those comments, because you're my boy, you're the true MVP. You stayed this long, you're tremendous. Now the HSW bike right here is the fastest bike in GTA 5 Online. The NPCs are out for me because they know I have the fastest bike in GTA 5. Look at this right here. Is it my fault? Maybe. But I didn't give up. I said, you know what? Let me get myself back on my bike right here and just defy the odds. You know, I said, you know what? Not today, guy with the car. I'm going to get this time trial done and get myself $250,000 plus. Now, if myself didn't have this kind of gosh darn time trial in the minimap, what happens? I just need the HFW upgraded bike, a car. That's what I need. But I always use a gosh darn bike because the cars, I'm 6'4", I'm uncoordinated. There's a good chance it's going to crash into something or someone. I almost hit a gosh darn raccoon. If you rewind it right there to slow it down, I almost hit a raccoon or something. But overall, for me, this time trial was pretty darn easy. I was actually scared and prepared because I'm like, am I actually gonna fail something here? Only like 30 seconds left on the clock. Tell you the truth right here, I defied the odds right here. I got myself $253,000. But wait, the last and final money method is tremendous. The easiest time trial you're gonna do all week in GTA Online is right here. Trust me on that. Over here by the army base, I take a little detour because listen, I'm just gonna drive the way I want to drive, right? I know the chances of me crashing are high in this gosh darn time trial because rocks, trees, anything you think of could probably spawn in my way. But hey, I was feeling pretty good in the neighborhood. I made a lot of money so far in this video. A lot, that I can tell you. So right here, I made a detour route in the middle of nowhere and said, you know what? Watch out for these trees, watch out for these rocks, and I actually avoided them all. Time is not my friend in this kind of scenario right here, but you know, I'm feeling good. I almost have like 30 seconds left on the clock right here. If I could do it, actually, I can't do math correctly. I have like 20 to 15 seconds left on the clock, and I got this completed. Give me a good old bada boom, bada bing. If you want to make yourselves even more money, I'm talking about $16 million plus in GTA 5 line. Check out this video right here. I catch you on it.